Welcome to History Through Games. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. With me is Dr. Scout Blum and Mark Grant, one of her students in the History Through Games class, which is what inspired what we do here today on this show. And today we're going to be playing Affliction, a game based off the Salem witch trials, an actual historic event that probably people more know about the fictionalizations of the witch trials than they do the actual history. And we'll talk about it in a little bit, but since you've been here, it's been a while since we've taped one of these. We've had a lot of things going on around here. There's been a new development, and Mark is a part of that, right?
That's right.
It's a game development minor that, in addition to the History Through Games. Tell us a little about that before we get started.
Absolutely.
Here.
So last October, we got the Game Design and Development minor started here at Troy, and we're super excited about it. Mark is one of the first students in that, and he's been doing great. He's developing a game and started to do that. Part of the minor, the kind of the end product of the minor is that the students will all create a game for themselves that will be finished and ready to market by the time they graduate. So
well, that sounds
we are
fun.
super excited about it.
One of those games could be something we play here maybe
Absolutely.
at one point.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be. We'll try to do that. But let's get into this game because, as we know, it takes us a while to get through these games because we got to learn it because I have no idea what's going on here, although it is similar to a game we've played before. You talked about this because this is one of the worker type games. So give us a rundown of what we're playing here. So
okay, so you're right. This is like a worker placement game, and if any of y'all remember when we played Manhattan Project, that was a worker placement game as well. And so what you do here is we are trying to get as many people into our circle of friends as we can. Because we want to stay as strong and powerful in the midst of this crisis where people are accusing each other of witches. And we also want to arrest as many of our enemies as we can. So that's kind of the goal of the game, is to strengthen your circle of friends and to arrest as many of your enemies. And your little card here, that each one has an individual card, tells you what sort of faction that you belong to. So I'm Salem Town. Aaron is Salem Village, and Mark is Salem Village. And on these little individual cards, you have, how you can get your victory points, who you're supposed to arrest, who you're supposed to get in your circle. Everybody also has a little grievance card, and the grievance card is secret. Secret, Aaron.
Secret. I'm not looking at
Don't
your card.
Look at anything.
I'm not looking at anything.
And it gives a list of people who you're supposed to be trying to arrest, or which I can never remember, so I have to keep looking at 20 times.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's but this gives you some other people that you're supposed to be trying to focus on to arrest or get in your circle. Okay, so we have up here, we have different colonists right now that you can bring into your circle or you can try to arrest. So the number up here on the upper left-hand side of the card is their reputation number. And what that means is it's just, you have these little influence tokens, and that's like money in the game, and you have to spend influence tokens to get these people into your circle of friends.
And one of the things we talked about, the V's and the T's there, limits our ability to either recruit or arrest, because if I'm in a village and it's got a V, I can't bring them in, but I can bring them in, but I cannot bring the T's in.
Correct.
I can only arrest those people.
Right. For your circle of friends, you don't want someone outside your faction because they're tacky, and
of course.
You don't want to deal with them. So you just want to try to arrest them, or if they don't have a letter, anybody can bring them in.
They're free game.
They're free game. Right, exactly.
All right, so what we're looking at here is the opportunity to get involved with playing. So how are we going to start this thing off? What do we do?
Okay, who wants to go first? Should we make Mark go first because he's brand new?
He's new. He's the new guy. Let's let the new guy go first. So
okay,
let's do that.
So Mark, what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your workers and you're going to place them on one of these spots on the main board up here. And you can do different things with each of these spaces. Most of them are whether or not you can get different kinds of tokens to do things with, or whether you can get people out of trouble if they've gotten into trouble, or if you want to get some more influence points, or the currency in the game, or activate your special ability. If you want to get someone arrested, get the spectral evidence token. We'll talk about that in a minute. Or bring someone into your circle, accuse them. So there are different things that you can do on this board, and so what you need to do is just pick one that you want to do for right now.
Oh, okay. All right, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and start big and try to recruit somebody.
All right.
All right, so now he's done that. Do we do anything, or are we just placing our messengers right now?
We're just placing, so we're going to place all 6 before we resolve. So you go ahead and go,
so
Aaron. What do you want to
Now, here's a quick question. Now, on the arrest buttons here, so if I were to put my messenger there, does that mean I automatically arrest someone, or is there a process to have to arrest that person?
Okay, so to arrest someone, they have to have an accusation token on them.
Okay.
So you might want to.
So at this point, you want to wait on that before, because they need to get accused. Is that right? Or?
Right, but if you put someone here, right, to arrest them, and then in your first turn you put someone here, because this will give you an accusation token.
Okay.
When you get an accusation token or a fear token, we'll go through those in a minute, but those have to be played immediately.
Okay.
So we know that this space is going to go first, and it's going to go around the path. So if you put your next one there, now you're gambling a little bit because maybe Mark and I are going to take these,
exactly. So
you might, and then that might be
it'd
wasted.
be wasted. So okay, got it. So well, then I am going to try to. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see if I can take my chances and place my guy there.
All right. So Mark, are we going to get together and bully him? I am going to. I think I'm going to meet in secret. Okay,
Right.
which means that I would get a influence token and an accusation token. Okay, Mark, where do you want to go?
I believe I'm going to do the same, actually.
Oh, see?
I've been blocked. So, well then, since I'll go, I'm going to grab the spectral evidence then and be right there, because that's the superpower there, right?
It is, and that's kind of mean. All right, and I think that I am going to go here so that I can get some more influence points. Okay. So what we do now is we start with whoever is on this. Right now it's me, and then we're going to go around. So then Mark will do his, and then I will do mine. Aaron, you'll do both of yours, and then Mark will do his. Okay. So right now I'm just going to take my little worker back, and I'm going to get 1 accusation and 1 influence, and I am going to try to figure out who I want to accuse. And so I am going to accuse whoever I want to arrest. I am going to accuse Ann Putnam. And okay, Mark.
All
you
right.
need one. You need both of those too, right? There you go. So you need to go ahead and play your accusation card. Token.
I guess
Sorry.
I'm gonna accuse Rebecca over here. She looks a little sneaky.
Oh, sneaky. All right, and now it's back
to me. Okay, so now this one means that I'm going to collect my influence points, and the way you know how many to do that is you look over here at your card and your starter colonist. So there's 1 here and 1 on my card. If I had more friends with me,
you would get more influence.
I might get more, but now I just get 2.
All right. The next comes to me.
Yes.
And so there's an arrest. Now, I didn't put an accusation, but there are accusations on the board. So
You
how does that
can
play?
arrest her if you wanted to, but I don't think you want to because that's bad for you.
Well, there's 2 though, but there's 2.
Oh.
There's 1 there. So with just 1 accusation and arrest, I can arrest that person? Or does it have to have more accusation on it
So
than that?
when you have an accusation on it, they can be arrested, and that reduces the price of their arrest in influence points. So now you have to pay 2 influence points, but you could arrest that person.
Okay. So I could go ahead and get that person in there if I wanted to. So
Correct.
All right. Well.
Now, just as a note, if you wanted to bring this person in as a friend,
Yes.
then that would be 2 as well, but that accusation token stays on them.
Okay. Well, I think I will probably just waste my turn because there's not going to use my influence at this point, so I'll pull it away. But then
Right.
I get the spectral evidence. Now, let's explain what spectral evidence is. I picked this up. There's kind of a reason why I did it, so we could talk about it early in
Okay,
the game
good.
here. So tell what is the spectral evidence doing for us?
Okay, well, the spectral evidence historically was when the Salem witch trials got very hysterical and very kind of a lot of accusations being thrown back and forth. And one of the things that the courts started accepting, which normally they did not in Salem, in Massachusetts, was spectral evidence. And what that meant was they would take evidence of a spirit doing something as evidence against the person. So someone could say, some of the girls or some of the other people who were accusing could say, I saw the spirit of so-and-so doing something, and then that real person would be in trouble. So this is something that really happened within the Salem witch trials. It was sort of this different kind of evidence that was allowed. It was part of the reason why everyone got, so.
So someone could just claim they saw a spirit doing something, and it was attached to this person.
Yes.
And then they're a witch.
Yes.
So the whole thing about whether they float, or whether they're made of wood or not wood, or turn someone into a newt and they got better, that sort of stuff. Just right here.
Exactly. Not exactly. It wasn't quite as bad as Monty Python, but it was pretty close.
Yes.
But anyway, so the spectral evidence in the game, what it does is it takes away a lot of powers from another player. So you would put this on someone's person in their circle of friends, and what that would mean is it's sort of a hex. And they could no longer generate their influence points, and they would no longer be able to use their power until they moved it off somewhere.
Okay. Now, does it just go on one of the cards in someone's circle, or can it be played on one of these out here? So.
You can play it wherever you want to play it. So
okay. Do I have to play it now, or do I hold on to it till I use it?
You have to play it
now.
now.
Play it right now. So, and if I played this, does that mean that I could arrest someone? Because it says may arrest colonists. So.
Right.
Okay.
So what you can do is, if let's say you put it here on this person, then what that does is it reduces the power of that person and influence. Whenever they're in your circle, they not only have this influence that they already have, but they have 5 more added on just because of the power of the circle. So
is it just the circle people, or how does it? If I play it out, can I play it on one of those cards and would it have an effect on those cards out there?
Right.
Will it? I mean, does that? How does that affect? Or do we know, or is it just the people in the circle? Or say whatever you want to at this point, Scout, and we'll make that make it so. So.
It says to place them on any colonist. I don't see. The thing is, if you're placing it out here, then it's not really going to hurt one of us much.
Yeah.
So it's probably a better idea to do it as sort of a take that element where you're trying to.
Well, how about we'll do? I'll just put it on you then. How about that? And I'll take this away. So
I like
so
being farther away. It makes it a burden.
Yeah. So I don't want to reach too far away there. So all right. So last
Mark.
one.
All right.
So you want to bring a colonist into your circle.
And I haven't decided between two because I have trouble reading from a distance.
And upside down or sideways is kind of.
So this one allows me to place 1 free advocate token in your circle whenever I'm on a hammer. This one lets me accuse somebody an extra time whenever I accuse someone. So I'm going to take that because I'm kind of wanting to be a bully.
There you go.
So I'll pay my 4 for that one.
All right.
And then I believe, so whenever I add a colonist to my circle, my ability activates and I get an extra influence.
Yes.
There you go. So you get another influence. So there we go.
Kind of got a discount on that one.
There we go.
Okay. I'm just checking to make sure that when we bringing colonist into your circle. Let's see, +5.
While she's checking on it, let me ask you about what's the game you're working on. So
currently, I've kind of flip-flopped, but currently I'm working on kind of an idea of fantasy element characters, but they've been trapped in a kind of kid-friendly Care Bear Candyland type world by an evil magician. And it's going to be kind of the same element as this, really like a worker placement. But instead of arresting other players, you can actually use your characters to attack them and basically defeat their characters so that they can't go and gather resources for you.
So what brought you into game development? What made you want to try to do this sort of thing?
Recently, I really don't know, but ever since I was a child,
You've been playing games for a long time.
Right. Ever since I was little, I've really wanted to, and it's just kind of been something in the back of my mind. But I was always told like, oh, you need to get a real job, get something reliable, and everything else. And so finally, I got to the point now where I tried to do that, and I got really bored with it, and life was just not fun.
Well, there you go. Well, making games would seem like a fun life to go through. So it's like, and it seems like a fun opportunity, and it possibly could be lucrative if it's a successful game. So, Scout, have you checked out the rules there that you were looking at?
Yes. So when you are bringing a colonist into your circle, you ignore the accusation tokens.
Okay.
So this reduces the price to arrest them, but not to bring them into your circle.
Okay. So it still costs you 3 to bring them into your circle. Right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So now we go through the same process again.
Right. And since no one was here, Mark is going to keep the first player token, so he's going to go ahead and.
All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of
Okay.
this accusation bonus I'm getting.
Aaron?
All right. And does that mean I have to pay that or I get that? Oh,
You
if I
get
put it,
those.
I get those. Okay, well then I'm going to put one there because it seems like a kind of a lucrative spot to be on there. So should have done that the first time around.
I am going to bring a colonist into my circle, hopefully.
All right, and I'm going to arrest somebody.
Ooh.
All right, and let's see. That leaves me, and so if I get, I'm looking at what my guy's ability is here. John's ability is spend 1 influence and remove 1 fear token. That doesn't really apply at this time, so I'm going to, let's see, I'm gonna go with this right here, so I can get me some influence
And because Aaron is a vicious, mean person, I have to go there so that I can get rid of my
get rid
spectral
of that.
evidence.
So, all right, so it starts. So you get 1 of each, correct? There you go.
All right.
Done, and then there's your.
And you need to
and
do
I need-
your.
I do have, it doesn't particularly pertain to me, I guess, but when do we refill these? Or do we at any point, or?
Oh, I forgot. We do that at the end of a round. So did we already finished 1 round, right? So
Okay.
scooch her down and
So
fill
we
up.
do-
Oh wait,
okay.
I'm sorry. We don't do that with the top line. We only do that with the bottom. And at the end of the round, we're going to move
Move
her.
1. Okay.
Now there's a card that's going to come up at some point down the line that's going to completely end the game. And the reason, interestingly, it ends the game is because when this woman was accused, historically, they were getting so out of control that at one point they accused the governor's wife, and the governor basically said, "No, that's enough." And, you know, and
now it's personal.
now it's personal, and he kind of shut it down. And so when she appears, or when Increase Mather appears, he was one of the most prominent ministers at the time. If either one of them appear, then the game is over.
And Increase kind of put some sense into some people, right? Is that when this is all happening? He's historically known as kind of like the voice of reason during this time period. So,
Yeah. Well, and accusing him too would have been
ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah, so, all right. So I got my influence.
I do have to place my
Sorry. Put your
accusation
influence.
real
Sorry,
quick.
Okay. Sorry.
I have a tactic here, because I believe since
I'm
I
sorry, I
get
forgot.
an additional when I accuse, I can make her free to arrest now.
Good.
I'm targeting
good play
people
there.
here.
Good play. Good play. All right. So I have one here. So I'm gonna place it on. Let's see, that guy right there, George. Was it George Jacob Sr. there? So, all right. And then I get my messenger back, and now you get to arrest someone. I wonder who it's going to be.
Oh yeah, it's a
gonna
great
be
mystery
a
here.
big mystery on who's going to be arrested. So.
Okay,
And
so
then
you
these-
take they
okay.
take those off because now she's in jail and she's just out of the game. So
She's done.
she is done.
All right. So now,
Me,
Scout.
I'm going to move this over to you because you seem to be doing very well.
All right, so now it's to me, and then I get 2 influence and 2 accusations, correct?
Correct.
So I'm gonna stack it up there as well. So,
And I am going to bring someone in. Let me see. I think I'm going to bring Martha Carrier in to my circle.
all right. And then, and that's
Oh, I'm
it
sorry,
for
that's
you,
me.
Right?
So now we've ended the.
So we
let me
need to
get
place cards.
Scooch these guys
Right.
down. Oops.
Upside down.
Upside down. What does that mean? He's cursed.
All right, so we're still on first person, so
All right. I believe this time I'm gonna go with. I guess I'll just, it's been working for me so far.
all right, for me, I am going to arrest, or hope to.
I am going to. I think I might exonerate this time.
All right. I'm gonna go for I'm gonna bring somebody in.
And I'm going to.
Oh, it goes to me next.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're skipping me. Don't skip me.
Don't ignore me.
Let's see. I'm going to go with that to get some more influence. So
I think I will do influence and power. All right, Mark, you get those guys.
And I believe I'm gonna throw this accusation. I'm gonna throw it on to this fellow over here.
Proctor.
And get my additional accusation.
you've got some superpower over there. So, all right. So then it comes to me, and I get this, and then I get this, and then I'm going to add it to that one right there.
Okay. I am going to.
There's a lot of factors, lots of possibilities out there.
I know. I have to do the exoneration. So I'm going to spend 1 influence, and I'm going to take all 3 of those off, Mr. Proctor. And then I'm going to get my influence, which is 2. Oops, sorry. And I am going to use the power, which is remove 1 fear. I don't have that.
There isn't any fear out there, right? So.
And immediately, oh, that's not if I arrested her. Okay. Okay, so I'm done.
All right. So for me, I get to arrest. So I'm going to pay my. It's 1 to arrest because there's 3 on the right. I'm going to pay some influence to arrest George Jacobs Sr. and place him right there, and then take my worker back. And now.
Right. And now I get to recruit. So I'm going to. I'm going to pay 3 to bring Anne in, since people are being mean and accusing her of things.
Okay, so everybody's done. We need to replenish the cards. We do replenish these guys. I sort of made a mistake back there at the beginning, but
It's okay. We'll deal with it. All right. So you're still first player.
All right. I think this I'm going to go a little bit different since I got her to help me out. I'm going to take this spot here.
All right. So it's to me, and I am going to. Now, what's the yellow token there?
so the protect means that no one can put the
Okay.
fear or no one can put the spectral evidence on you.
All right. And now, that's the only way to get fear. Is that one right there? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or is that, okay.
I think some of the cards might have them.
Okay. So I am going to. I'm going to try to bring someone in. Now, is that bringing 2 people in? Is that correct?
That means that it's going to, so this is the one you would want to put on first, but
Okay.
this one, this +1 means it's going to be added an extra influence
Okay.
point.
All right. Got it. So if I want to bring someone in, I want to do that. Okay.
Right. I am going to take the first person marker away from Mark.
All right.
I'm a little
Take
tired of
the
going
mark from
last. Take the mark from Mark.
I'm going to get rid of this.
All right. And then I am going to. It's not a whole lot of everything there, so I'm just gonna. I'm gonna go with that right there. So.
And I think I am going to go here.
Now, before we move in this round, now this is what I want to. We're going to take a quick break, just talk about the history of this.
Okay.
So, a lot of, like I said earlier on, a lot of people know about the fictionalizations of Salem witch trials, but briefly, just kind of gives an idea of what is the historic basis and what happened, like that, what inspired this right here.
Okay, so what happened first was there were several girls in Salem, and they began to meet with a slave woman in the town. Her name was Tituba. There's a card of her somewhere in the game. By the way, these are all real people who were involved in the crisis, which is kind of neat that they included real people. But they began to meet with Tituba, and they would have Tituba read them their horoscopes or cast spells if the girls wanted a certain boy to like them or something like that. So they basically were sort of just engaging in some little play with her. And then one of the girls started acting very strangely and just behaving very weirdly, and the colonists immediately leaped to the conclusion that it was witchcraft. And this kind of surprises a lot of people because the Puritans were extremely religious, very, very much Christian, Protestant, very, very much influenced by the Bible. But at this point in time, a belief in witchcraft was not seen as contradictory to that.
No.
They very much had a belief in the physical, real evil of the devil and witches alongside their belief in the Bible and those kind of things, although they would seem sort of...
So that could influence someone, even though we're a regular practicing Christian, they could be influenced. So.
Sure. What started to happen was the girls then accused Tituba. They accused a couple of other women, Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne, who were also in the game, and it just kind of started spreading from there. Tituba immediately confessed to being a witch. Obviously, she wasn't really a witch, but she confessed to being a witch so that she could escape punishment, which was, of course, death. Some people who got snared up in this were accused by people who just wanted to get out of themselves being accused. So it was just this very sort of hysterical kind of time when people were accusing. There were daughters who accused their moms and husbands who accused wives, and lots and lots of people were affected and thrown in jail and hung.
How long did this take place?
About a year.
Okay.
So it was pretty long-standing, and lots of people were affected by this within the town until they accused the wife, and that was
You
kind of
accused
end
the
of it.
wrong person, and that shuts
right.
the whole thing down.
That's right.
Well, let's get to playing again, so
All right.
we can figure out. Let's see if this gets shut down in a similar way. So
It will
right.
at some point. Okay. So I'm going first, and I get an influence point and an accusation, and I am going to put that on Mr. Putnam here. And then I'm also going to take this away from Mark, and I'm going to put my protection token on John Willard.
All right.
All right, Mark.
And for my first one, so I get to gain, I don't gain for this one, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so it's going to be 1, 2 influence. And then I get my power to activate, so I get to place an accusation on somebody.
Well, you have to have an accusation to place one.
Oh, okay. So it's...
Does any of them...
this one...
This says additional accusation when accusing.
And then this one, whenever I get the hammer powers, is place an accusation.
Yeah, but you don't have one.
Oh, okay.
Or does that mean that...
Well, I mean, I would think that means he gets one, because how do you get? Because you have to play this. You can't keep them in
All
storage,
right, let's
right?
say that...
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
can
Well,
place
you can't
one.
hold on to them.
Right, you have to play them at once.
So that
okay.
means you got to play that.
That makes sense.
I'm assuming it means you place one, so you play one.
All right, so I'm going to throw this. It's not anybody out there I particularly want to go after, but I'm just going to throw it on. I'll throw it on this guy.
All right. And
then,
so
it's
now it's back to you again. So
again, and so I get to place this on somebody. What do you do over there?
This is only... her power is only about if she's been arrested.
yes. And mine, I just spend 1 influence and remove 1 fear token. So fear does not play anything right now. So
Well, I can't play it on her since she's got the protection.
Yes.
So I guess I
the
kind
only
of have
place
to
you got
throw
to
it at
do
you.
So it is floated around the table, so everyone has had spectral
Like
evidence.
a spirit.
Ooh.
Like a spirit floating around.
All right, so now it comes to me, and I get 2 influence and 2 accusations. So let's see. I'm gonna place. Let's see. Who do I want to place? I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Proctor right there. I'm gonna put both of those on Proctor.
Okay, and then you get to bring
I
somebody
get to bring
in.
someone in. So who would I want to bring someone in? Let's see. Let me check things out here. So. All right, so I would like to, is there a Putnam on the table? There is a Putnam on the table because that would benefit. So I need to pay 4, right?
You have a lot of influence
I
points.
do have a lot of influence
stacking up over
building
there.
up. So I'm going to bring Putnam into it, and then the accusation comes off, and he is in my circle now.
Well,
So-
no, he
No, he stays with him?
Yeah, unless
okay.
if you bring him in, if you
Fine,
arrest him.
okay, so the accusation stays on there. But is there a way to remove the accusation? Is that exonerate, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. And that's
That's the end
everyone,
of the
right?
round.
Yep,
Okay.
that's the end of the round.
So we're going to scooch this guy over. He goes under here, and we move these guys down. All righty.
All right. Scout.
Oh, that's right, 'cause I get to be the first
You're
player
the
now.
First player now.
Okay, so I think I kind of need to arrest people is what I need to be doing, or bringing someone in. Bring someone in.
All right. I did not think about this. I'm going to go with. I believe I'm going to do this again.
Good.
All right, comes to me. I'm going to do that.
Let's see. I am going to.
It's a lot of options.
I know.
You gotta check out that grievance card.
I think I'm going to. I guess I'll go ahead and arrest.
All right.
Mark?
Ooh. Kind of stole my move from me there. I'm going to go with. I'm going to try to build some influence this turn.
All right. So to me, and I think I'm going to go to the. No. I'm going to go here. All right.
I
So
just did
now-
something stupid. Okay, so Mark.
All right. So I get one influence.
One influence
And one
There you go.
accusation.
One accusation. There you go.
And I'm going to throw this on. You know, I was going to throw it on her, but I don't want to help anybody out trying to arrest her anymore this turn. So I'm going to throw it on John over here. And then I get an additional accusation from accusing somebody. And that'll be it.
All right, for me, then I get an influence. I get an accusation. I'm going to put it on Elizabeth Proctor there. And look him right here.
All right. And so I get 3 influence.
1, 2, 3. There's 2. Because that's all I could pick up with one hand there.
Sorry.
They're so heavy. So.
And then I get to place an accusation.
All right. Oh, there you go. I'll say it every once. So there you go.
And I guess I'll throw this one on there to
All
try
right.
to even it out.
So it goes to me, and then I get to arrest. So I'm going to arrest Elizabeth Proctor there. All right. Add to my arrest there, and then now it's all Scout.
All right. So I need to arrest someone, but it's going to cost me 1 more, and I need to bring someone. I want to bring someone in.
Uh-oh.
So
Bum,
if it would have been the other way around, the other order, I would have been a little better. Actually, I just need more points, more influence points. Who do I want to arrest? I could arrest poor little Abigail Williams.
Yeah, I was about to say your math would work out if you wanted to arrest her, because then you have enough influence to bring someone in if you were going to bring one of those in.
I think what I'm going to do is well, I can't arrest him or him. Y'all are ganging up on me.
Now, if you can arrest him, that's going to cost you 5. But
Plus
then,
1.
Oh, plus. Oh, okay.
Yes.
That
Because
was
I
where
have
was
to. I
She
think
has
I'm
to
just
add
gonna.
more.
I'm just gonna waste that turn, and then I'm gonna bring him, John Proctor, into my circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops.
All right.
I have
In
a
that
big
round.
circle and no one arrested. Look how nice I am.
I'm just arresting people,
People
left
left.
and right.
I know you are.
So, All right, so that, and you brought that in.
Oh,
so
sorry,
go
yes.
back. And so now we start again, and you're first. So, oh, we got to move the cards over, right? So,
Scooch them over. Alrighty. So maybe I can choose a bit more wisely. I think I'm going to try to bring in some influence. I need some money, currency, whatever we're.
All right, this time I'm gonna steal this cheap arrest over here.
So, let's see. Do we remember what that circle was? Was that it's always active?
yes,
believe
always
so.
active, yes. So
So the different
So-
things with the powers.
So you have one less influence to bring anyone when you have that person. So it costs
Ability
you one
is
less.
ongoing.
So to bring someone in, it costs you one less. You have a discount.
Ah,
There you go. All right, so it's me.
Yes.
So I am going to. Now, how does fear play into the game? Talk about fear again, because I have an element of possible fear here, so that's what I need to find out.
so if you place fear on someone, and you would place it on someone within a circle, then it limits what the person can do with them. So if you have one fear, it doesn't really do anything. But the second fear token that gets put on, they can't collect their influence points. The
Okay.
third one, they can't do their ability.
So it directly affects just the circle people at this point. So is what we're looking at. So,
Well, I mean, you can put them on anybody,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
it
going to
doesn't really
be
matter. Yeah.
right. It's going
All
to
right.
be more effective if you put it on a circle person.
okay. Well, let me see what we're gonna. I'm just gonna kind of gonna go for broke and keep building up that influence there. So and accusations there. So I'm gonna do that.
I think I'm going to. Let's see, where do I want to go? I'm going to go the meet in secret and get some stuff.
And I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go down here just so that way we can let some fear get played in.
All right, and then I'll place my last one and bring someone in and scout. Let's start things up.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to get an accusation card. I'm going to accuse Reverend Burroughs, and I'm going to get another influence point. And then here I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 influence points. And my powers remove 1 fear. That doesn't apply. And use 1 less influence to bring any colonist into your circle.
But
I'm
you
not
didn't have
on
to pay
that.
for that one, so that one's always active, so you're good.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
All right.
so you get to arrest.
So I'm gonna use 2 influence, and I'm gonna arrest Israel Porter over here. I tried. I failed both
Just
times.
flying
I know
everywhere,
they're
so-
slippery.
All right, and now you get, what was that, 2 influence?
And
2
1 fear.
influence and 1 fear.
Okay.
So 2. What does it say?
sorry.
Or -1 fear. Okay, so you can remove a fear with that one.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Do you want to
And
remove a
so-
fear, or do you want the?
I'm gonna use it to throw
Okay.
on. I'm gonna put it on him just because he seems a little too powerful to me.
All right. So now it's to me. I get 2 influence and 2 accuse. And I get that there, and I want to put this on. All right, I'm going to put it on William Proctor there, and then for me now I get to bring someone in. I am going to pay 5 to bring in Samuel Parrish right there. So, good. All right. There we go.
Okay. So
Slide everybody down. Bring someone in. So let's see what comes up next. There we go, Martha Corey.
okay. So
Your first person
I
again?
am going to. I am going to do what? I am going to go there.
All right. I'm going to head right over here.
All right, I'm gonna go to arrest. All right, Scout, what you gonna do? Ah, she's gonna arrest.
Well, stole my idea, so I will recruit.
Bring someone in.
All right.
I'll be
and
polite
then,
instead.
I haven't arrested anybody yet.
and then do this.
Okay.
So Scout starts up.
I'm going to get one of these and one of these, and I'm going to accuse Reverend. Well, I'll do Martha Corey over here. Alrighty, Mark.
All right, and so I'm gonna take that little token back.
There
and
you
I
go.
believe I'm gonna place this
I'm sorry.
on Martha Corey for reasons.
And so what does that mean when it's on Martha Corey then?
She can't have any other accusations or fears.
Okay. Can she be arrested with that on there? Is it the card on there?
I don't know. Protection token. Place or move the protection token to any colonist. This token stays in place until moved by another player. Colonists cannot be arrested, but may be influenced into a circle and may have accusation, fear, and spectral evidence tokens placed on them. Player with the first player token will place their messengers first.
All right. So they can't be arrested, but they can be influenced otherwise, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So now it's my turn. So I get influence, or I have to pay influence or get influence?
Get
now?
influence.
I get influence.
So you get 4.
4. I haven't done this before. So 1,
Oh.
2. No, I only get 3.
Oh, yeah,
Because I
of
have that
spectral
one.
evidence.
1, 2, 3. So I have evidence there. And then I have, so I can place fear, 2 fears, because that's my superpower, right?
Okay.
So right, fear. Do I have to get fear or do I have to have fear?
I think
Is
we
it the same
agreed.
thing we agreed?
I think so.
Yeah, because you have to play it whenever
Right.
you get it, right? So then I'm going to put my fears on John Proctor then. So from there.
How rude.
Yes, how rude. And then my
Now you
next
need to
is
arrest
I have to
somebody.
arrest someone. And someone saw what I was trying to do. And so they blocked me. But luckily for me, Proctors are my enemies, so I'm going to pay 1, and I'm going to arrest William Proctor here. So I'm going to reach there, bring another Proctor into my fold here. So, and then bring that away. And now, Scout.
Okay, so I need to arrest someone. I am going to arrest, and I have to pay 4 instead of 3, George Burroughs.
All right. I'm just.
Oops, I
And it's her
messed
first.
up our pile.
It's her first
My first
arrest.
arrest.
There we go. Yeah, don't take my influence. I did a lot to get that influence. All right, so.
Wait, hang on a second. If arrested, each player that has fear loses 1 fear.
Oh.
Does that mean everybody does?
Yeah,
guess
if
it
you
means
have
everybody
fear,
does.
but you lose a fear, so you just maybe accidentally benefited yourself and didn't realize
I
you were
know,
doing
I
it.
did
So,
not realize that.
so you have no influence, but you got your ability back. So that you lost your ability with three
Right,
fears
so
on
now
it.
I can get that. Okay.
There you go. All right, so and that's it. So you're arrested. So
I'm sorry.
next,
Oh, okay.
we're gonna bring someone in.
So I'm sure you probably predicted this, but I'm gonna spend 3, and I'm gonna recruit Martha Corey over here.
Okay. All right, so now you go first. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, we need to replenish
Yeah, let's
our
replenish the
colonists.
And while you're doing that, so now, and you said you can arrest people from people's circle. Is that correct? We said that, or we can't do that.
I
Once they're in the
believe that you
circle.
can arrest them,
Okay.
but it just takes more effort. You have to add
Because
this
you have to
defensive
enough
bonus.
to the defensive bonus. Okay.
Right, which
got
would
it.
be, kind of overwhelmingly. All right, Mark,
All right. So
what do I need to be doing here? What do I need to be doing?
I believe I'm gonna go with this again.
All right. And then for me, I'm going to get influence and power. Oh yeah, there's new people on the board. What you thinking, Scout?
I don't know.
It's on you.
I know. I think that I am going to go there.
Oh, gonna make another arrest. See, she's on a roll now. She just want to keep arresting people.
Actually, wait, let me
We'll
go
let you do
here.
that. We'll
Thank
let
you,
do
I'm
that.
sorry.
We'll let you do that. Why not?
I'm thinking, sorry.
Because the person you wanted to arrest didn't have an accusation on it, did it? So now you got to put it on there. So.
See, I mean, that's the thing. Sometimes if you're...
Yep. You got to look at the pathway.
Yeah, you got to look at the order.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna go with recruiting somebody.
All right, recruiting someone. Now I don't know what I want to do. So let's see if I want to. I'm gonna go with my favorite accused spot there. So you accumulate influence, and then you make it easier to be arresting people.
All righty. So, I guess I am going to go there.
So now you get to do your
All right,
arrest.
Mark.
All right.
All right.
Hang on, here you go.
So I'm gonna throw this accusation on. I'll throw it on Sarah over here,
Okay.
and then I get an additional accusation on her.
Okay. Then I get one of these and one of these. And I am going to accuse Ann Putnam. Aaron.
All right. So to me, I get one influence, and then I get to use my power.
Wait, you get more than one, don't you?
What?
One, two,
two, three. Oh, three. That's right. 1, 2, 3. I forget. All right.
And then
what the accusation on him doesn't affect that, though, right? So.
Right. No.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't affect the
No.
influence. So then I get to place 2 fear. So I'm going to take his power away from him, and then I'm going to
Mean.
spread the love, and then
Do you want me to put it- who do you want me to put him on?
the accusation woman, Putnam.
This one?
there.
No, this
So, yeah, that one.
Everybody's just picking on her over here.
Yeah,
I know.
so, all right, so that's me. All right, Scout. Bad Scout, bad Scout.
I
Who
know.
you gonna arrest? Who you gonna arrest? All right, so.
I think, now see, if I wanted to get her, the point with that defensive bonus is not only is she's 3 minus 2, and so she looks like she's a good deal to arrest, but then I also have to add 5 to her, unless she has that protection token on her.
So she has 6. It's
Correct.
called 6 to arrest her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who do I want to arrest? I believe that I want to arrest Mr. Porter over there for 3. Oops. Now they're sticking to me. All right. And it says, oh, if you bring him to a circle, you get something, but I did not do that.
All right. So to me, I get 2 influence. I get 2 arrests. I want to. I can put accusations on his, right? So on Martha Corey there, I want to drop 2 on her because I can accuse her.
Oh, she's got a protection on her.
But we can accuse her.
Oh,
We just
right, I'm
can't
sorry. Yeah.
arrest her. So.
All right.
All right, and then that's me, right? So done. All right.
Okay.
Good.
All right, so I'm gonna recruit. I believe I'm gonna spend 5.
You have like huge amounts of influence over there.
Mm-hmm.
I am
do.
all out of influence.
And I'm gonna recruit
So is Mark.
the deacon over here.
All right.
If I can get a hold of him. And then since I added someone to my circle, I get one of those influence back.
There you go.
Get my my refund.
All right, and that is the round. So let's move the cards down.
We're going through
and
these fancy people a little fast. Okay, this is the last guy.
This is the last fancy one. So fancy ones up the top. So we ran out of fancy ones. That's just it. We've got to stick with the bottom bottom stack.
Yep.
So all right.
All right. So I think I'm gonna go with this right here.
All right.
I need.
Figured out what
I'm
you're doing.
making an attack.
I thought about landing on that one again.
Yes. All right.
Oh. I think I'm gonna. That'll give me 4. I believe I'm just going to arrest somebody.
Okie dokie. And then for me, I'm going to, let's see, influence or powers. I'll go with that right there.
And I think I'm going to go down there. All right. Aaron, you're first.
My
now.
turn. So I get influence. I get an accusation. Place that on Martha Corey there.
Well,
So that
she.
goes-
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that's right. Because
Oh, because she has the extra
Yes.
ones.
And so I take that back. And now I get first player and
there you go.
protection. So first player and protection. So put protection. Now, does protection counteract the spectral evidence? or
No,
is
you have
that-
to. I
is
think you
that-
have to move it
okay.
off.
You have to move it off. So I can just
I
put it.
think so.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to put it right here on Samuel Paris there. So, and then that goes for me on this turn. So,
Mark.
All right. Martha's getting a little scared over here. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3. That's 4. Thank you. And then for my abilities, I get to place an accusation. I believe I'm going to throw this on Sarah Porter right here. And then Edward, whenever his ability activates, I can arrest somebody if I pay 2 extra. So I'm going to use 2 to arrest the free Sarah Porter.
Very clever.
there you go.
I figured since he's fixing to steal one of my people away, I have to try to get some points racked up.
All right. So,
And then was that this one?
Oh yeah, that was me. Or that was this one. So now I get to
Oh,
arrest
that's
somebody.
right.
Arrest.
'Cause
Now
you
he
just
actually
used the
gets to arrest
power.
someone,
Okay,
so-
now you get to arrest somebody.
although all of this may be for naught because we may be running out of time. This may be our last round here. So, sadly, I don't get the chance to enact my revenge plots that have been
Actually,
building
I'm
up.
going to spin 3 and arrest Elizabeth over here. Or Mary Bassett.
All right. So, Scout. It's on
Okay,
to you.
so I'm going to get 2 and a fear, and I will put a fear on. I'll put it. Well, I mean, she doesn't do. Well, she places an accusation, and then I'm going to. So that's that, and I get 2 more influence and 2 accusations that I will put on. Someone not towny. No townies. I'll do that.
All right. Now, like I said, that was it. I got the
No!
first place. I mean,
No!
we're running out of time, so we've got to tally up our points real quick so we can figure out who won this game before we run out of time. So,
All right.
So for me, I've got I lose 2 points if Rebecca Nurse was arrested and someone arrested Rebecca Nurse. I get 2 bonus points for arresting George Jacobs Sr. So that's 2, and then what? How else does the rest of this go? So I get
So the points are also by how the number of houses that you have
arrested.
with arrested.
So 1, 2, 3. 3, so that's 5. There's a lot of math involved here.
I know.
We may not be able to figure this out before the time runs out on this show.
We are not math majors.
Yes.
Okay, so we probably do need pieces of paper.
We really do
So-
need pieces of paper on this.
All right,
so
so
it's like,
righteousness, 1 point for each colonist in your circle, and 1 point for each you arrest.
well, you know what? We're not going to be able to figure this out before the end of this show.
Let's
we're going
say
to have to all figure. I mean,
that Mark won
I think
because
Mark
he's our
won. And
newcomer.
Mark just based off of the number of people he has in his circle and arrested.
I think so,
I
too.
think the math goes into his favor regardless of our grievances
And I
here.
think
so.
I lost.
If you
Yeah,
would
I
have
think-
had,
I
if
think
you would have
you're-
had time to arrest her, you probably would have threw the balance
I
off.
probably would have gotten the balance off a little bit here. But
Can I say something really quick?
oh, you go right ahead. Let's do this. So
So one of the things that I really like about this game is that the emphasis on the influence points and the power of these friend circles that would help them, get different things. So that's really a neat thing about the game. I mean, one of the things that it does that's not particularly accurate, and it's a game,
Oh, of
so
course,
we're not
yeah.
going to expect it to do everything, but I think it does certainly simplify the causes. One of the things that we really know that scholars have found out about who was being accused is that, and it's sort of mentioned in the introduction to the game a little bit, but it tended to be toward women who were getting out of line and who weren't behaving as proper women should. So women who were powerful or wealthy tended to get accused, or those who were just not behaving as they should if they were sort of hobos or something like that. So I think, and then there's also the element of how scared some of them were because of the Indian attacks. Some of the girls had seen their families massacred, and so that was why they were having these kinds of reactions. So I think the game is actually really kind of neat about thinking about the people and about how the influence works and how the circles were building you up to be able to arrest people and accuse people. So that to me is a really neat part of the game. And just
and one of the things of the games that we've played, from the academic side, this one seems to have a little bit more basis in the actual history. That you've got the names, you've got the people involved, and it's a direct connection to that historical aspect. And that's one of the things that you've talked about through this class, is being able to teach history through games. I know sometimes there's a more kind of credulous link between the games and history, but this is one of those directly that, especially if you were playing this with someone, they would learn something about the Salem witch trials before the end of it. Even, I mean, just reading the instructions, like you mentioned there, it talks about some of what goes there. So, and obviously, I guess this is almost like it's the ultimate game so far that we've done for History Through Games because of the history lesson involved. With it. So,
I mean, this one's fun. I like this one.
So, and when it comes to games like this, and you said you want to build a worker game like this, games like this inspire you? Is this, when you play a game like this, it gives you any ideas of what you're trying to build on?
Oh yeah, a lot of the aspects in this game I'm actually planning on having in mind. So this actually helped me a lot with that, because I've never heard of this before. So,
well, that's one of the things about this show, that I've played games I've never heard of before and have picked up some other games as well. And obviously, there's a chance to learn about this. Scout, this is your chance to plug it. What can students out there who want to get involved, what can they do?
So we have the major available now. The minor, excuse me. And there are 3 different core courses. We offer the first core course in the fall. So that's what Mark is taking right now. And then in the spring, we offer what's called game development. And the game development class is the second core class, and it basically is taking the idea that the students have already come up with, and it's talking to them about prototypes and play testing and crowdfunding and those kind of things to help them get them on the process.
The business side of things,
yes. And then we have set up we're getting ready to set up some internships, and we took some students to Gen Con this past summer, and they had some really good success with that, so we intend to try to keep doing that. And so if y'all are interested in the minor, please contact me, and we would be glad to have you. And
you're getting
love to play games.
And you're developing games yourself.
I am.
You got the little recognition, right, for some of the stuff you've worked on?
Oh yeah, I did. So we set up. I designed a game called Adopt Me. And that one is going to be one that will benefit animal shelters when it comes out. And it's about basically having stray animals and moving them through a shelter and getting them into homes. And it was entered into a contest, and it won. It was like 110 entries, and it got 9th in the end.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you. So we're excited about that one,
and
too.
then we'll start looking for that one in the future there. Yep. So that kind of wraps things up for Affliction on the Salem witch trials. Obviously, Scout and I are going to be burned at the stake after this over because we lost the game, but it was educational, and still, sometimes you've got to bring a game in here that we can finish within the hour of the show. We're gonna have to knock it out, because folks want to see this come to an end, and sadly, it is come to an end here for Affliction, the Salem Witch Trials. I want to thank both of you for joining me here today, and thank you all for joining us on this edition of History Through Games.